Welcome to Unraveled Mind. My name is Antonio and I'm here with you today to talk to you about health. Stay tuned and let's play. After a short summer break, I'm back, and this is the last video on my Life Mastery series, at least from the ones that I had planned. And as I said, this video will cover health. Once again, all the videos from the Life Mastery playlist you can find the link down in the description. Please feel free to now binge watch the entire series, rewatch it if you liked it, go back, since now it's been a while since I released my first videos, and maybe there's something that you could now take a different insight after you went through the entire series now if you go back and rewatch it. I leave that up to you, but the link will be in the description. And a disclaimer that I want to say now is the way I view it. Health is divided into two main categories, which is mental health and physical health. And in this video, I will be specifically focusing most of my time and attention on physical health. Not because I think it's more important, it's just that I think my entire work and all my previous videos and my main focus with this channel will be, of course, on mental health and on how your mind works and how to make better use of that. So on this video, as I said, I will not be focusing so specifically there. It's just as important, but it will come in other ways in my other videos. So I will be focusing mostly on physical health. And then why am I even wanting to cover physical health if my main concern is mind and the mental aspect? And the truth is, I know for a fact that I'm not my body, and we as people, we are not our bodies. And I truly hope that you are also not only aware, but you really feel this as true, that you are not your body. And if you don't, feel free to contemplate a little bit of who are you, because even though we are not our bodies, from my understanding, we cannot deny that we are deeply interconnected with our bodies. And with that in mind, the way that we take care of our bodies, then there's some feedback mechanisms that our bodies give back to our mind. And if we have a healthy body, it's much easier to have a healthy mind. I don't think they are 100% correlated. There's people who are paralyzed, who have very many problems with their bodies, but they are happy and they are fulfilled and they feel good. So their mental aspect is very strong, but their physical aspect, so their bodies are not very well, either by a past accident or whatever reason. But for most people, and I would recommend, always treat your body well, and it will make everything else in your life much easier, whatever is it that you want to do. So and that's why I wanted to focus a little bit on this topic today. And the way that I'm gonna cover this is, I see 6 pillars to a good physical health, and that's what I'm gonna cover. I'm gonna go through them one by one, and we'll go a little bit into detail in each one. But of course, this is not going to be a super comprehensive video. I'm not going to give you all the answers when it comes to health, because especially physical health, I think it's a very individual pursuit. Unfortunately, maybe we will get there in the future, but our knowledge of physical health is not very deep. What works for some people don't work for another. And so I cannot give you like a recipe book to follow that I can be 100% sure that it will work with you. There's a few principles, but that's the thing. Sometimes people don't want principles. They will just tell me what to do. And this I cannot, unfortunately, do. What works for me, I'm confident that wouldn't work for a lot of people. It would work for some, but it wouldn't work for any. So it's not that I feel it's my place to tell people what they should be doing or what they need to be doing. What I want with this video is really to give you some principles that are behind every. There's a lot of contradiction between what people find healthy, and sometimes they are in both extremes, and it feels like there's no overlap. But what I want with this video is to try to distill the principles behind all these conflicting views and things that most people would agree are important when it comes to physical health. And then what I ask from you is that you distill these principles, you reflect on them and see how do they apply to me? How can I apply this principle? What can I change? What can I research? What's going well? What's not going well? But unfortunately, that has to be something that you do. If you need help, you can always contact me and we can look at your individual level, but in a YouTube video I cannot unfortunately solve everyone's health issues here, and that's not even my specialty, of course. But with that disclaimer out of the way, I will just jump right in. And as I said, there are 6 pillars that I see to good health, and they are oxygen, water, nutrition, physical movement, and I have to consult my little thing, sleep, of course, and sun exposure. So these are the 6. And I will start with the first and most essential one. And most people think, oh, what's the most essential? Food, no? For me, the most essential is oxygen. And yeah, most people then, yeah, but that's so obvious. What can you do when it comes to oxygen? Yeah, the only way that you give oxygen to your body through your breathing, and that's the thing that I would like to bring to attention here is how do you breathe? And if you've practiced meditation, you're probably already aware of this, that there's different types of breathings. And they affect the physical response from your body, and then that also affects your emotional response. And a lot of people, especially when we live in this constant environment of stress, we have very shallow breathing, and it's just with our upper body that we are breathing, and it's our chest. We are breathing through the chest. So it's when we breathe in, our chest expands, and when we breathe out, our chest contracts. And this is a very shallow type of breathing because our chest cannot expand enough to allow our lungs to fully get full of air and allow the most oxygen to get into our body. And one way that helps me a lot whenever I'm feeling stressed and whenever I need to take a break is just to be conscious of my breathing and breathing through my belly. And it's very easy and it's very natural for children to do this type of breathing, because it's the type of breathing we do when we tend to be relaxed, when we are after a nice meal, sitting somewhere nice. We let our bellies expand as we breathe in, and that allows our lungs to have more space and fill with even more air. And then when we contract, when we expel the air, we let all the air out by contracting our diaphragm and our chest and letting everything out. And there's a lot of movement in our belly. So a good way to see if you're breathing through your chest or through your belly is just put your hand in your belly and see if it's expanding or not. Once again, many of you or some of you might have objections. Yeah, but everything you've said so far is obvious. So what's the point of even bringing it up? And one thing that I would like to, just to make you aware is really the power of breathing. And there's an amazing person that I think exemplifies this the best of anyone right now alive, and that's Wim Hof. If you don't know who Wim Hof is, I will leave, I'll probably put a video now for you to see a little bit of him, but I'll also leave more information in the description. And this is a person that mastered breathing in such a way that he can do things that most people and most scientists even would think it's impossible. He climbs mountains in the snow wearing only shorts, so almost completely naked, and is walking with negative temperatures. He goes into cold, deep frozen water, and he's fine, and he can stay there for a long time. I think he holds the Guinness World Record for the most time submerged in ice. And the way he does it, and the way he explains it, he does it through breathing. So breathing has a huge impact on your own body and on what you can do. So with this, I really want you to start paying attention and give it the attention that it deserves, because once again, oxygen is where everything starts. It's where life starts for us, at least, because we need oxygen to survive. So just notice the possibilities, notice how you are breathing, and do know, and I hope this Wim Hof example inspires you, that breathing really can have a deep impact on you and on your body. But with that, let's go to the second pillar. And here I think I will go first to water and hydration, which is also essential. We can go a few days to a few weeks without food, but without water we are not gonna survive that long. So water is essential, and I'm sure you've heard a lot of people that say you should drink X amount of glasses, 1.5, 2 liters of water per day, and I think it's always good targets. If you never thought about this, you never really considered about how much water you're drinking, try drinking more, because your body is very good at adapting, but the way that it adapts when you don't have enough water is more problematic. When you have too much water, and of course there's extremes, so of course be careful. But if you are in doubt, always try drinking a little bit more water, because if you drink a little bit more water than your body needs, what will happen is you'll go to the bathroom a few more times. But your body tends to be quite good at releasing extra water. So when in doubt, drink more water. And there's multiple strategies to try to drink more water. I'm not going into too many detail, but yeah, if you are one of these people that feels they should be drinking more water but is not able to consistently do it, just things that work is just always keep a bottle of water full around you, and you'll just sip on it normally. And yeah, if water doesn't, the bland taste of water doesn't appeal to you, just make some tea, any other things. Just avoid things with sugar or too many other ingredients other than water. But another thing that especially because now if you already started trying to drink more water and it's hard for you to reach the whatever amount you're trying, do know that you can get water through other means other than liquids. And if you're a person that eats a lot of vegetables, that you eat a lot of fruit, remember a lot of vegetables have a very high water content, and fruits as well. If you eat a cucumber, that's like, I don't know, but probably 90% water. So do know that you don't need to drink, and just follow your thirst, because if you're not thirsty, your body is quite good at telling you if you're thirsty or not. Sometimes we confuse when we are thirsty with other things. We think we are hungry, but you don't feel you need to completely force yourself to drink water. If you're eating lots of vegetables, if you're eating lots of fruits, you are already getting lots of water, and maybe you don't need to drink 2 extra liters of water on top of that. But just follow and listen to your body, and just once again, when in doubt, do try to drink a little bit more, at least for a while, until you really get a good awareness of what works for you and what doesn't. Yeah, on terms of hydration, this is as far as I want to go. And the next pillar that I want to bring up is nutrition. And this is probably the one I might spend a little bit more time explaining, just because it's first the one that most people associate to physical health is what we eat. And that's of course very important. But that's also the one that's most confusing, I think, because there's way too many conflicting views. There's you need to go low carb, no, you need to go low fat, no, you need to just eat more vegetables, no, you just need to cut out dairy or gluten or whatever. And yeah, once again, I cannot tell you, because what works for one doesn't work for another. What I want to emphasize here is that what you are doing in these 6 pillars, but also with a particular emphasis in nutrition. So what you have in terms of your current health is a direct reflection of the foods that you eat. And I'm going to repeat that. Whatever health you are currently experiencing is a direct reflection of these 6 pillars, but namely with a lot of emphasis on the foods that you eat. And some people can have reservations towards that, because they see I'm eating exactly the same as this person here, but I'm fat and he isn't. So why? It cannot be a reflection of what I'm eating, because I'm eating the same things as him and he's healthy and I'm not. And that's the thing. Once again, things don't work the same way for everyone. So what you are eating is resulting in your current health. Doesn't mean that another person eating the same thing will end up in the same place as you. But for you, do notice that if you don't change anything in terms of what you eat, of course, on the other pillars as well, you are always going to have more or less the same results. So if you want to change what your results are with health, you have to also be willing to change what you eat and these other ideas as well. And this is one of the reasons why, and this is becoming more and more widespread, this understanding that why diets don't work. Because even the concept of diet, and when people go on diets, is they see it as a temporary measure. It's I'm eating this way, but yeah, maybe I'm a little bit overweight. So now I'm going to go on a diet, I'm going to lose 5-10 kilograms or whatever, and then I'm going to go exactly back to the way I was eating before. But the way that you were eating before brought you to where you were. So even if you lose weight, but then you go exactly back to how you were, with time you're going to converge back to that space, because that's the equilibrium point for your body. If you eat that way, that's the equilibrium point. So unless you really change something more fundamental, and that's how these lifestyle changes start coming in. It's not about making some temporary change to lose some weight. Maybe that can be good if you're in sports and you have some weight class that you need to reach by a certain date. That can be good, just to lose weight, just to reach that target, and then you're more free. But if you want permanent changes in your life, you really have to look at lifestyle changes. And lifestyle changes, I mean, look at the foods that you are eating, and look at making permanent changes to a more healthy style of eating here. And this is the problem, I can hear many of you then asking, so what is healthy? Just tell me and I will try it. And that's the problem. I cannot tell you straight away. There has to be some exploration on your part, some amount of testing to see what works and what doesn't for you. Because a lot of people do very well on, for example, gluten-free diet. But other people don't notice any difference. So for me, telling you should not eat gluten doesn't make any sense, because for you it might help you or might not make a difference. There's a lot of people that do well without dairy, and they see amazing results after that, because their body was not able to fully process the dairy products. But if that's not you, cutting out dairy is not going to have the significant impact that you might want on your health. Some people do very well, and also the foods that you eat are very tied to the lifestyle that you live. So some people now say that low carb is the only way to go, and you should avoid all carbs. And And that's the way to go. If you are a very active person and you go to the gym regularly, you can have better results if you eat carbs, because then you have more energy, and you get better results at the gym, which makes your body mass grow and allows you to also feel healthy. It's very dependent on what you want, but please know that whatever your goals are, there's a way to achieve them for you. I cannot tell you. First, I would need to know what your goals are. I need to understand a little bit more about you. But do know that it's possible. And what I want with this video to inspire you to take that responsibility too. If I'm not happy with my energy levels, if I'm not happy with my vitality, if I'm not happy with the way my body looks, and some people are even ashamed to admit that they want to lose weight just because they want to look better. And that's a completely valid reason. We should feel comfortable in our bodies. That's what I want. I want to feel comfortable in my own skin. That means comfortable with my own mind, but also comfortable in my body. And what I want to try to inspire you is that is possible for you, no matter what problems you have, and no matter if you are overweight, if you are diabetic, if you have a lot of health problems. Of course, if something happened and you lost a leg or something, I'm not saying that you can grow it back, but for excluding those extreme cases, it's very possible that there is a way for you to have perfect health for you. It doesn't mean that you are gonna do exactly what that celebrity on Insta or that influencer on Instagram does. Maybe that's what inspires you. You see some people on YouTube, on Instagram, on the media that have what you want in terms of health and in terms of body. Doesn't mean that you need to do exactly what they are doing, but know that that's possible as long as you go and research and try to see and find what works for you. So whatever that is, if it's just more fiber, more protein, less carbs, more fat, less fat, more carbs, you are gonna have to do a little bit of that research, but know that it's possible to change, and that information is out there. Because right now it's annoying because we have all these contradicting ideologies and views. We have the vegans with the all food plant-based diets. We have the ketogenic diets, which is they tend to be very, very antagonistic. But you can try one, you can try the other, and see which one feels better for you, which one gives you the results, and then just continue and always adapt. It should never be that I just want. Because a lot of people have this attitude. I just want people to tell me what it is, what I need to do, and then I do it, and then it's done. I don't want to think about it. What I want you to is to think about health. Think about your health. Be excited about your health. It should be something that you don't need to spend every time thinking about it, but it should be something that's on your mind. What can I do to be more healthy? What makes me feel healthy? What makes me feel unhealthy? Maybe what changes can I implement? And that's important for you. But I'm now going a little bit too long on this topic. So I hope that was clear. When it comes to nutrition, there's no one size fits all. Diets, if you go with the diet mindset of this is a temporary thing, it's likely that's not going to work. And you just need to find what works for you. Start making some changes, experiment, have fun. Remember, when you're healthy, you're gonna feel good about the changes that you made, because in the end, that's why you want to make those changes. There's something right now that you'd like to be different. So it can be a pain in the sense that you have to research, you have to find the space and time and attention to implement these changes. But try to go with an open mind. I'm doing this for myself. It can be fun, maybe trying new recipes, trying new flavors. And I just let you know, go and explore and what there is in terms of food. And remember, we are what we eat, and it's not 100%, but I believe there's some truth behind it. But I will go now to the second pillar. I don't want this video to be too long. So the second the next pillar is sleep. And sleep is very important, as I'm sure everyone everyone would agree. And it's important in the sense that that's when your body regenerates. When you are awake, your body is mostly trying to keep up with whatever activities you have to do. It's giving you the energy. It's not focusing so much on repair and healing. That happens when you're sleeping. So sleeping is a core part of being healthy, is a core part of gaining weight, is a core part of losing weight, is a core part of anything that has to do with health. And once again, I don't know how many hours you need to sleep. I don't know when you need to go to bed. I don't know when you need to come up or when you need to wake up. But for me, there's two important aspects when it comes to sleep, and that is duration. And I would say that those people that say they can sleep 4 to 5 hours, I can't. So I'm a little bit skeptical when it comes to that. I'm open to the idea that it's possible and I feel fine. But on the other hand, I don't know if they can sustain it for long periods of time, because if you are putting strain on your body and whatever you're doing, even if you have a relaxed life, just walking, running, exercise, that puts strain on your body, and your body needs time to regenerate. Food digestion puts strain on your body, so that's why changes in digestion tend to have a lot of impact, is because your digestive tract really has to work hard towards digesting the food, incorporating that food back into your body. And that's why when you give it a break, and you can do that through fasting, but another way that everyone does it is through sleeping. You're not eating, that gives it a break, and that gives a break to allow your body to completely regenerate. So I think sleep is very important, and duration is very important. How long do you sleep? Personally, I target those 8 hours, and that tends to feel the best. Sometimes I sleep a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. I let you found that for you. A good way to find out how many hours you naturally want to sleep is just to go to bed at a fixed time, and then let yourself wake up naturally without an alarm clock, and do that for a couple of days and see what your body is really trying to, or what your body needs to sleep. But other than duration, another very important thing is timing, because there's this thing called the circadian rhythm, and some people are more active at night, some people are more active in the morning, and you should try to find for yourself which one you feel better. Are you one of these people that's more active in the morning, or are you one of these people that's more active at night? And work with that. Of course, there's some societal demands, especially in school. You have to go early to school for work now. With remote work, because of of the coronavirus, it's more flexible, but still there's societal pressure for you to wake up early and conform to this rhythm of waking up more early. But within your sphere of influence, try to adapt to whatever works best for you. There's these people that say the 5 a.m. club, of people that wake up every day at 5 a.m. and that's great. And for me personally, I also like waking up early. I wouldn't say 5 a.m., but maybe 6, 7 a.m. the latest. But I know people that don't work that way, and people that are very happy waking up at noon, and they just go to bed quite late, and they feel like that time between 11 and 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, that's their most productive time, and that's good for them if they feel healthy, they feel strong. That's very important also. So it's duration of sleep and timing of sleep. And next pillar is physical movement. I didn't call it exercise, because exercise, people have this picture of I need to go to the gym, I need to do all of this, and that's very good and that's very healthy. Do it if you like it, but it's not necessary. What you need is physical movement. My camera just shut down, I hope. It was recording and everything's fine, but it is way. I will assume it is, and I'll just continue. So I was just talking that for me, I don't like cardio in the sense of these high intensity, long duration exercises. I don't feel good while I'm doing it. I feel way too tired, too sweaty. It's not really my thing. I enjoy a little bit afterwards. It does make me feel healthy and light, but throughout the process, it's too much of a hassle. I don't like doing it. So I choose not to do it very often. I don't do cardio very often. What works for me very well is I go for very long walks. I walk every day at minimum 10,000 steps. And it's very easy for me because I just go for a walk in the morning for like half an hour to 1 hour. I go for a walk after lunch, and I go for one walk to see the sunset. And I listen to podcasts. And I walk relatively fast, but it's not very strenuous. So it really feels comfortable. I like it. I listen to podcasts. It's an activity that I enjoy, and that's my main physical activity is walking. And that's very, very healthy. You don't need to do anything too extreme. You don't need to feel completely tired for you to for this physical movement or exercise to count. But yeah, I also exercise because I found exercises that I like, and that's another thing that you should do. It's just experiment. See what types of exercise. Maybe you like sports. Just find a sport that you like and just practice it from time to time. Maybe you like dancing. Maybe you like yoga. Maybe you like going for walks like me. Maybe you like cycling, and you can cycle more if your city allows and if you have the possibility. So, but what's important is that there's this transition that really, I think, we focus a lot on the dietary changes that we've made in the last 100 years, and they were very significant and they had a lot of impact. But yeah, it's also true that we become more and more sedentary. So now with TV, with the computers, I'm already from that generation where I grew up with computers and video games. So yeah, I was sitting for a long time, and your bodies really were not designed to sit in a chair. Sitting in a chair, and I've talked with some people that are more into like posture and this type of thing. So I'll posture to if you have any pains. And many of them just say that your body is not designed to sit. Of course, there's better and worse ways to sit, but the best thing is to stand often, because your body was designed to stand and to lie down. It was not designed to sit, at least for prolonged periods. So physical movement is very important. Move around, find what works for you. Don't feel like there's a specific thing you need to do. If you don't like going to the gym, you don't need to go to the gym. If you don't like running, you don't need to run. If you like those things, do those things. If you don't, just find what works for you. Just stretching, just dancing, just putting your favorite music on the radio and just dancing like crazy for 4 minutes. That's very helpful, and that not only gives energy to your body, but if it's your favorite music and you're really in the moment, it also energizes your mind. So, and that's what research is finding more and more. It's just, there's an intimate connection between physical movement and exercise and your brain. It's just for weight loss and for weight, the diet is the most important. A lot of people also say this: you cannot outrun a bad diet. So if your goal is weight loss, just look at your diet first. But exercise is a key component on health, because it really has a powerful effect on your brain. It helps you feel mentally energetic, it helps you feel light, and that it releases endorphins, and that affects then how you mentally feel. Of course, we are not focusing on mental health, and most people would associate I do exercise for my body, and of course yes, but now more and more people are finding the deep necessity even that your brain has with exercise, that you need to exercise or move regularly for your brain to operate optimally. And with that, we reach our final pillar of health, and this video is really turning a little bit longer than my 15-minute idea, but so I will just go really quick. And the final one is sun exposure, is being outside. And there's a lot of ideas as to why does the sun helps you produce vitamin D, but this is really also from my experience. I have to be honest that I didn't do a whole lot of research on this one pillar. I feel it's super important for me, so I really consider it. And when I talk to people about health, I always talk about this: is being outside, exposing your skin to the sun. When the sun is out, I do feel different. I feel I have more energy. So, and I think it's important for us to be outside in nature, to expose ourselves not only to the sun but to nature, to go for walks outside. And that's once again why I think walks are a very good strategy, and I use a lot because I go into the woods, I go into walk next to the river, and I expose myself to the sun, and I see that as a huge impact on not only how I feel, but also then on my body. I feel when in the summer I spend more time outside because the weather is better, you do feel some changes at the physical level as well, of course also at the mental level a lot. But experiment with if you see the sun is nice outside, like fortunately it is for me today, just go for a little bit more walk. So spend a little bit more time outside. Maybe if you're working from home and you have your desk, but you have a nice balcony with the sun shining there, just maybe spend some time there. Maybe you can work from there, maybe you can read a book and see if that makes any difference for you. I expect it to, but once again, I don't know what works for you. I know what works for me, and even that I'm always uncovering. I'm just wanting to share what I think is important for you and these principles for you to explore on your own. But with that in mind, I will end it here. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure doing this Life Mastery series for YouTube. It's the first full series that I did. There will be more videos on different topics in the future. Please look forward to that. I'm also looking forward. And stay tuned. I also plan on explore even these topics that I already explored with the Life Mastery. I plan on looking at them from different perspectives, going deeper. But the things will continue to emerge, and I'll continue to create more and more YouTube videos. If anything that I said here in this Life Mastery series, in this series itself, if you are interested but you feel a little bit lost, talk to someone, talk to a nutritionist. If your problem is more health, go to your gym and talk to a personal trainer. If there's other things, maybe talk to a coach. I'm a coach, so feel free to reach out. But you can also find any other coaches that might be around. Talk to a psychologist, talk to a therapist. It's never be afraid to ask for help when you feel a little bit stuck and lost, because it's normal. Life doesn't have to be, but can be complicated, and we have so many responsibilities and so many expectations from the external world put on us that sometimes we feel a little bit overwhelmed and it's too much, and we need a little bit help. So that has been a transformational change for me. I was always very bad at asking for help, and I always had this feeling that I had to figure everything out on myself. I have to do everything on myself. I just need time, and then I read books, I do courses, but I figure everything out on myself. But well, that is good because you're at least taking responsibility. It's also completely fine, and it can be really not only faster but also very healing for you to be able to offload. Because remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed and if you're feeling a little that's too much on your plate, the last thing you're going to want to do is put more things on your plate. So you're going to be neglecting a little bit of these areas, the health, the awareness, everything that we talked about. So sometimes it's just ask for help. Delegate a little. Remember, you're the CEO of your own life, so you can ask for help. You can delegate some tasks that are important to you, but you feel right now I don't have the necessary resources, time to focus completely on them. So I delegate and I ask for help, and I get some help to get these results without having to figure everything out for myself. Having said that, have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, share if you like this episode, and keep in touch and stay tuned for the next video. Ciao!